Okay, I just got in right after the open. I took it on two things. I took it mainly on the hourly. Let me get this out of the way here. I'm actually going to move this down here. I took it on the hourly. I drew this fractal right here, level right there, and I drew this level right here to here. I compared these numbers here to these numbers right here. This candle here opened up and went up and tested this level again after it already held twice. I tried to get in right after that, but I missed it. So I had to get in a little bit lower. So that's where I went in, and I used the hour mainly. This was just telling me this was going to hold its resistance. And once this here started rotating back down, I jumped in. One reason why I was looking at that, I was also looking at the 3 minute. When the open happened, this went up right here and had these numbers here. This went up to this level right here, actually. That level right there, it was holding through here as resistance. And when it got up here, it was holding as resistance again. And I looked at these numbers here, and so I missed it right here, so I went short just as it broke this level right here. So I need to bring this down a little bit. So that's what I was looking at on 3 minute. All we need to do is break this level right there. We are getting a positive volume delta here, but if we can get below this level here and close, we have a shot to start getting down here. And that's actually where my target was, I think, right there. Okay. That's just a swing low right there is all it is. This is the overnight low right here. If it starts getting close down here and it looks strong, I could always drag it to this swing low or this swing low or the overnight low. So, but in order to have a chance to do anything, we need this positive volume delta go away, and we need to get a candle close below this. Something else I was noticing before the open was this over here. Every candle right here pretty much was, it didn't matter whether it was blue or red on the inbox histogram, they were all below the zero line pretty much until this one, and these two are in this large one right here. Once this right here happened, this large blue candle with that white bar right there, I wasn't watching this time frame. I noticed that happening, but I was watching the larger time frames, and it looked like it was rolling over even with this large white bar there, and it did. So that's what I was looking at. Okay, we need to get something to close below this level here. And we may come up and get a swing high before we start rolling down. You have to be aware of that. But that did close below this level here. So, and we did lose the, what time frame was it? We did lose that positive volume delta. I'm not sure if it was this minute or 3 minutes. So, one thing else I wanted to show is, you take these away and grab the fib here, put it on this candle right here. All I'm doing is that's 25% there, that's the mid, and that's the lower 25% of this big white candle. This candle here closed below the upper quarter. This one actually opened below the upper quarter, went up and retested the high, and rolled back over below the upper quarter. And it actually got below the mid and below the, I use this yellow line mainly for geometry. I don't use it for this, but I'm aware it's there, but that's only on there for geometry, for my purposes. So we need to get this candle here to get below this midpoint of this candle here, and begin staying there and going after the lower quarter is what we need to go after the low of this candle. Now it's trying to roll back against me, and that may be because we're trying to get a swing high on the smaller time frame, which we did right here. We did get a swing high. So now we need to roll over and get a swing low, and that just created geometry right there for those, or possible geometry there. Basically it's right here. All we need to do is go after this level right here. That's point B. We need to close below point B to go after D. So let's see what happens here. We also do need to get a swing low. We need to go after a swing low on the hourly, so that kind of helps me stay in this, because I know we need to try to go after a swing low. Doesn't mean we will get one, it just means we already have our swing high, so the next thing we want is a swing low. Now we have our possible geometry here, but we need to get below B. We need to get below there and close. Like I mentioned, I'm just right here at this swing low right here. The overnight low is down here. So there's a swing low here I could use as a target, one right here, one right here. I'm just choosing that one for now. So, if we start getting a lot of supply come in and candles start rolling down, I could always move this. So, now is this going to hold a support, or will this give up and let us go? I want to trail this. I'm just not sure where to trail it right now. A good trail to that fractal right there. Right there. So I'll leave it there, because we don't want to get a swing high that goes above this level right here. If we do, we'll go after this high right here. And there are no more swings going down here. There's a little one right there, but we did get supply coming in. And here's what the hourly looks like. That's the one I actually went in on. And we went after, as I was showing a while ago, we got below the midpoint right here, and we went after the lower quarter. We need to get through that to get to the low of this. So theoretically my target probably should be the low of this candle here, but I'm going to see what happens. And then on the 5 minute, which is one of the ones I was using also, we are getting candles that are closing below the prior candle's close. As long as that continues, they have a shot to get lower. So looking at these numbers right here, these numbers here and these numbers here, that total volume looked like effort, no result right there. And the volume delta is pretty close to this volume delta. But I use I happen to use the total volume and the volume delta to give me information. Some people just have the volume delta. I use both. So, and I think that comes from using the volume, I believe, comes from using Weiss wave, because that's all we had. Okay, the hourly again. I know I'm moving a bunch of charts around, but we're heading towards, we almost got the low of that candle. I'll get rid of those. Right there, we came very close to getting the low of that candle. As long as we can stay below this lower quarter, we have a chance to get to that low. And once again, that's probably where my target should be. So I only chose this one because it's this swing low right here. That's the only reason I chose it. Also wanted to get it out of the way. So what else can I say? Okay. See, now we're trying to get a swing high here, possibly. Got lots of supply coming here. That right there was not a very large candle compared to these two. So that may show a little weakness. We do have a negative volume delta here and a trend pullback short and a trend stooges short. We do have those. Let us give a chance. If we get a swing low, if we get a swing high here and it rolls back over, I'll trail down to here. This level right here. Actually, did we already reach point D? Yes, we already reached point D right here, and that's a great place for rotation. So I probably should be trailing it a little better. So what I will do is, if we get below this level here, so if we close below that level, I'll trail it to here or here. So I'll trail it to here. Since we already reached point D, I'll bring it to there. Now the hourly is doing what we needed to do. We got the low of this candle, and my target's actually at the low of this candle. So technically it probably should have been at the low of this candle, but I used a smaller time frame for that, even though I did enter off of this one mainly. So I'm going to bring it to this fractal right there. I think that's a fractal right there. That is 659. That one is 659.50. That's a fractal right there. So I will bring it to that. Anything above that, I want to protect. So 5 minute. We may go up after a new swing high too, so I have to be aware of that. 5 minute, each candle is closing below the low of the prior candle. As long as that continues to happen, we'll keep getting lower. Let's see what happens there. I just drew this on this candle here, the prior candle, because that's the midpoint. That's the lower quarter. If it can't get through the midpoint, then we should want to go back after the low of this candle, because we can't go after the high if we can't get through the midpoint. That's why I drew that on, just to see what was going on. Now I can't get rid of it. There we go. Sometimes it plays little games like that. So let's see what happens here. I'm going to bring it down to here. I don't want to give anything back above here. If it takes me out here, that's great. If it gets my target, that's great too. So we don't have supply coming in here, so it's probably going to take me out. I'm totally okay with that. Even though we might be wanting to go up and get a swing high before we roll over and go short again. And here we go. And that's it. That was fun. This may hold again to go short, but I'm okay getting out here. So I got basically what I wanted. So thanks.